back. Welcome to episode 9 of The Final Whistle. We have me at the bottom right, Mike, one out of the 4 of the hosts right now. To my left, we have Terrence. To my top, we have Simon. And to my top left, we have Chris. We're going to start out with a quick little warm-up, talking about Bill Belichick not making the Hall of Fame.
Ain't gonna lie. That's kind of crazy. I feel like this is one of the reasons why I feel like this is kind of crazy in a sense because, despite having first and foremost, he has what, 6 Super Bowl rings?
7,
That's as a head coach.
6 or
He
7.
has 8 altogether.
Yeah, 8.
And
6
so,
with the Patriots.
and so,
He got 2 with the Giants.
and so, this is why I say it's kind of like I feel like he got snubbed because I feel like after Tom Brady left the Patriots and he kind of retired, I feel like they kind of robbed him in a sense. Because we're not gonna sit here and just ignore the fact that he won almost 8 rings with the Patriots. Mind you, he did this with the greatest of all time quarterback, Tom Brady. So it's I feel like he deserved it. Because I feel like this. Outside of Tom Brady, he literally rebuilt. He literally rebuilt the Patriots.
Most definitely.
And what, he
He made a
he stayed
dynasty.
for 2 seasons, that's when he got Mac Jones. Mac Jones for 2 seasons. That's when he decided he was done.
But take it a step further, before all of that, before Tom Brady, bro, the Patriots were not regarded as a great organization. They were low-key on the Browns type of shit. Nobody gave a fuck about the Patriots.
Nobody.
Not just that, bro. Bill Belichick took the Browns to the playoffs in the 90s. He should make the Hall of Fame off of that shit alone.
If I'm not mistaken, who was the quarterback before Tom Brady? It was
Bledsoe.
Yeah. Then he won a Super Bowl with them.
No, he didn't.
No, Bledsoe didn't.
They had a really good playoff run, but Bledsoe got hurt.
They made the playoffs and lost Brett Favre. The one Super Bowl Brett Favre has was against the Patriots in '97.
Okay, I could have sworn that he won a Super Bowl with them. But
He did, but it was when Brady was the starting quarterback.
Yeah.
So they made the Super Bowl, but it was Brett Favre who took him down.
He won
Back in the late '90s. And then Belichick comes in. Bledsoe gets hurt.
Bledsoe got hurt. Brady got named starter. Took it and ran.
Low key, bro. I'm gonna take what Chris said and take it a step further. The shit isn't just a snub, bro. This is straight up disrespect.
yeah, it is.
You talking about a dude that is legit. You could argue it, but I don't think many people will argue the fact that he's the greatest coach of all time. And you can even go and say he's the greatest coach, not just in football, but possibly sports ever. That man got more rings than a bag of Funyuns, and this man ain't make the first ballot Hall of Fame.
Well, he got more rings.
And there's levels to that shit too. So and within the Hall of Fame, there's levels. First ballot Hall of Fame is the best top level that you can get. There's only one chance around to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. So all this excuses of shit of these people, other people on the list may never get another chance to be on the Hall of Fame. They may never get their case heard again. Well, who gives a fuck, bro? You only get one chance to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And bro just got robbed of a right and a level that he
I feel like
deserved 100%.
I feel like this. I feel like it's media that kind of fucked it up for him.
Most definitely, it's a politics thing in there. And they tried to use the excuse of Spygate and Deflategate, but I'm gonna keep it a being with you. I don't give a fuck about that. Honestly, I don't care who else is on the ballot with Bill Belichick. When that man is eligible to go into the Hall of Fame, it shouldn't even be a vote. He should have just automatically made it. Nobody needs to vote on that shit. That is the greatest coach of all time.
A goat just appears and goes, and he's a Hall of Fame jacket right there.
Yeah,
that's what should happen.
If you listen to him talking to Brady on the sideline, that's what he was saying. Bad. You know what I'm saying? That man's the GOAT, bro. And the fact that it's like it's a done deal. It's not like they can go back and recast votes and shit. I really just want to know who the fuck these people were that did not vote him in, and how did it become that many of them? I hate the fact that it's like anonymous thing to where you can't see who it is. That shit don't need to be anonymous, bro. And if you gonna do that to that man and have all of this backlash from it, at least be man enough to stand by your shit and come up with a reason. Don't hide behind your vote, bro.
Isn't that committee only like 50 people?
Yeah, and he needed 40
so 11
votes.
people that didn't vote.
So you needed 40 votes, and you were snubbed of one vote.
So 11 people said Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. That shit.
At least 11.
I feel like it had to be somebody he coached against and just like constantly like beat him.
Nah, some media member that he probably disrespected.
But on another note, bro, I feel like it's even deeper than just what they did to Bill Belichick. I feel like they just tarnished the Hall of Fame itself in a way that I don't think it'll ever fully recover from.
No.
Because one of those things, like, bro, you could put people in there, you can have first ballots, but the fact that the one dude who by far been the first ballot and is exactly what this shit stands for, like, y'all the Hall of Fame for people like Bill Belichick. The fact that he's not in there on the first ballot, it don't even. I don't give a fuck about anything after that, bro. Like, I could care less on whoever makes it. If they do first ballot or not, it doesn't matter, bro, because the dude that should have been slammed up, no question, y'all just shit on his name and made it a shit show. Like, it tarnishes the Hall a little bit, which is sad to say.
It does.
I'll say this. Because, and I'm going to be 100% honest. And I already know this is going to happen. If Sean Payton goes as a Hall of Famer, if Mike McCarthy goes into the Hall of Famer, then he's definitely got snubbed. This is worse.
They better not be first ballot.
Yeah, they better not be first ballot.
I mean, they're not going to be first ballot.
Other than that, them making it doesn't make it worse.
I mean, yeah, but like
Mike McCarthy, I don't know if he's Hall of Fame worthy though. I wouldn't say he is Hall of Fame.
I would say McCarthy's Hall of Very Good. I wouldn't say Hall of Fame.
Yeah. But one, that's not enough, I feel like.
I would say Sean Payton won one.
I would say Sean Payton's Hall of Fame, but not first ballot.
They got the same resume. What you mean?
I'm a hater.
That's a tough one.
That's all I gotta say.
They both won one Super Bowl, and they both have only coached in one Super Bowl. It's not matter of fact, Mike McCarthy won the Super Bowl more recently than Sean Payton did.
That's true.
1 year after.
My whole point. So how can we say that about McCarthy?
365 days.
It can't be, but you gotta be. If one is they're in the same boat.
Who's held the job more consistently?
That shit don't matter.
Okay. I feel like Sean Payton really needs to win another Super Bowl to like really separate the two of them.
I feel like he's eventually gonna get one.
They're on the same level.
Oh yeah, he will. Man, okay.
One had Drew Brees and the other had Aaron Rodgers. Like, I don't see the difference here.
But we gotta talk about like Hall of Fame bounty gates. What gonna tarnish Sean Payton's way in?
Mark McCarthy don't have that shit on his resume.
My thing is like, what's gonna happen to Tom Brady now? Watch like Tom Brady gonna be a first ballot now, or
like, Tom Brady's not a first ballot. As much as I hated watching Tom Brady always in the playoffs,
let me tell you something.
If he ain't gonna be first ballot, Hall of Fame is gonna be a joke.
Tom Brady?
Let me tell you something. If you thought January 6th was some bullshit, let them not put Tom Brady in that bitch on the first ballot. But it's gonna be niggas riding in the streets tearing up shit. If Tom Brady don't go in that first ballot, they'll show up to the Hall of Fame and throw shit at people right now, man. They better not do that. Man. But with that,
they go burn Canton, Ohio down.
With that being the case, no, Tom Brady single-handedly has more Super Bowls than every other franchise.
Oh yeah.
That shit alone gets him in the hall. But you know what?
But
You would say the
that
same shit
takes
about Belichick,
that's what I was gonna say. He's got more
and you
than
would
Tom Brady
assume he would
too.
make it. But
Yeah.
I
I tell you
mean,
what, bro.
Brady's got more rings statistically, almost number one in every QB category. That
Let me put
matters.
it like this: the fact that they hold Belichick does not justify them holding Brady too. Like Brady should be first ballot, and I get that it'll be fucked up that he makes it in on the first try, not Belichick. But quite honestly, that's not Brady's fault. They
Oh
fucked up
yeah.
Belichick shit. Tom Brady shouldn't suffer because of that.
Not facts.
Honestly,
But it just makes you wonder though, because their resumes are so identical, and the best
Well,
parts of their
Well,
career are
the
tied
thing that you could
together
also
so
say,
much.
well,
the thing you can say about
Brady
Brady is
at last one.
Brady left Belichick
Yeah,
and still won in
he
Tampa.
did. He did.
That's
But you can still make the same case and say Bill was winning Super Bowls as a DC before Brady on a different team too.
not just that, but the first three chips that they won, Brady wasn't even like Brady. That makes sense.
And then the fact that like when Brady came to the Patriots, Patriots are already going to the playoffs. Bill turned that team around into a playoff team before Brady got there. Brady was the cherry on top, really, for him, bro. He's what made them Super Bowl winning team and not just a Super Bowl competing team.
Not just that, but if you're gonna bring up Deflategate, it was Tom Brady that got suspended and Tom Brady that got taken to court over that shit, not Bill Belichick. So like, if you really want to talk about it, he should suffer more. But neither one of them should suffer, bro. Those are two of the greatest at what they did, and they should both be in there. The first, they shouldn't even take a vote. It should just be like, boom, these niggas are in. Who else we adding with them? It shouldn't even be a discussion about if these
Oh yeah,
guys are in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And first ballot. And like what Simon said, first ballot is an important distinction because it shows like undoubtedly you should have been in there. Like Tom Brady, they should have put him in, and if he could have been in 2023, the second he lost to the Cowboys in that playoff game, Tom Brady should have went in the Hall of Fame, bro.
yeah, oh yeah.
And what about the flag gate? I think Brady said they invested $1 million just to investigate it. I remember him saying, he's like, man, they spent $1 million just to investigate this. If they would have gave me that million, I would have said I did it.
Coldest part of that shit is they suspended him and he ended up winning the Super Bowl the same year.
Ain't gonna lie, it's something, but we should have won that.
I mean, what, he's only suspended like, what, two
You talking about
to 4 games,
Texas?
somewhere in there?
No, I'm talking about the coach
He's talking
doing
about
that.
Yeah, no, I'm just giving him a hard time.
was 42 to what?
7?
14?
Hey,
Seven?
the deflation could have made a big difference.
Bro, I don't give a damn. I was playing with Nerf balls in Walmart parking lot. Y'all, yeah, no, bro. Hell no. I know you.
Difference.
Chris, y'all weren't gonna win that game.
It was only for one half of the game, and it's the deflated. Bro, you mean to tell me y'all scored 14 points against Tom Brady, and you think y'all did good enough to win that game and get some in the AFC Championship? The same team that went on to win the Super Bowl.
I feel like we have. Hold on, I'm gonna switch to my iPad. Give me 1 second so I get a better view. All right, bet.
Crazy as hell.
I just like maybe it would have been a little far fetched, but I'm just saying though. The deflate investigation should have went a little bit more serious.
Man's always going to bring up the Colts when he has a
He got
chance.
suspended.
He went to court.
He damn near took that bitch to the
Fuck that! They should have got
Supreme Court.
disqualified. I'm just saying.
It was one of the biggest like disputes in the league.
Man said disqualified. This man is a hater.
I'm certified. I love Tom Brady, but I hate this nigga. I ain't gonna use hate because hate is the strong word. I very much dislike this nigga.
I got the utmost respect for Mr. Brady. That's what I call him. I don't call him
Of course,
Tom Brady.
I don't like him.
That's Mr. Brady and that's Mr. Belichick, and both of them should have been first ballot Hall of Famers, and unfortunately, one of them got hold out of that honor for no apparent reason that is justifiable. The other one shouldn't be, And if they do that, that'll be an even bigger travesty, in my opinion.
Hey, what if they to make up for it for Belichick's bust? It's just the head of a goat. What if that's how they make up for it?
If I was Bill Belichick at this point, even if y'all put me in now, bro, I'm not showing up for that shit.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't care.
Fuck out of me.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't care if I was him at that point. Like,
Or
NFL history can't be told without you, but
bro, I would show up and talk shit that whole fucking speech to how I should have been here the year before.
You should have. You should. Because like we said, bro, he did way too much just to be shown, just to be snubbed off that first ballot.
And the crazy part is the even bigger irony behind it is Robert Kraft is probably going to make it. That's like that shit makes no sense. That man ain't called a play, called a pass, or even gotten a 3-point stance on that motherfucking field.
Hell no.
Alright, moving on though. How are you feeling about the Bills' recent changes to their entire staff?
Yeah, I feel like they are definitely going backwards. I don't trust the GM. Like the fact that they kept him, if they should have got rid of both. If you're getting rid of the GM or the head coach, you should have just gotten rid of both of them.
Yeah, normally if you're firing a head coach, you're normally firing your GM along with them.
And I don't really know if like Brady's the answer either. I don't know if he's like the right person for the head coach to be there. Like,
it's a few situations where they don't, but I do agree with y'all that this is one of those where they should have fired both. Not just that, but if you're going to hire somebody, don't hire somebody that was already there. I'm gonna be honest with you. It felt like this decision was made to more so appease Josh Allen more than anything. Because, I mean, Joe Brady is his guy. They like this. And I can respect that part. But also, it basically shows that when it came down to it, I basically pointed the finger at Sean McDermott and really nobody else, which I can see. But after this particular year, I don't think that was justified because Josh Allen had 4 fucking turnovers.
I can mostly see it. I can mostly see it more with whenever they blew that lead in the last 15 seconds that one year.
Even then, that's not even on him because bro, you put your people in position. It's just that Tyreek Hill run a fucking 4-2. Ain't nobody catching him.
It's like, why you ain't playing deep though?
I think they did, low key, but you're not expecting that, bro. They didn't have a timeout either. Like, you're expecting them to throw it. If they catch it over the middle of the field as a coach, that's what you want. It's just that Tyreek Hill is the fucking cheater.
I mean, just statistically, McDermott's a defensive-minded coach, and statistically, his defenses has not been great.
I do agree with that. I'm just talking about that game in particular. Because also, that game is the game where they didn't get a chance in overtime. But I do agree with your point. He's a defensive coach, and they never seem to be clutch or be able to make stops when they need to in the playoffs.
And we'll also say, their passing numbers on the defense is always, skewed because their run defense is always horrible. So, their pass defense looks great because every team that they play against is running the ball or going for, 200 yards on them, 3 touchdowns just on the ground.
Well, their defense is also built to play from a lead, so they're meant to, be in a shootout. But I don't feel like the Bills have ever had a season where it's you look at their roster alone and you're like, this is a Super Bowl contending roster. I feel like every year he's been the head coach, they've had one area that was just a weakness that you knew was going to be a problem, and it exposed them at the end in playoffs every year. I almost feel like his teams always overperformed almost because he was such a good head coach.
The only reason why Buffalo was always contending was Josh Allen.
Because if you break it down, is that really his fault though?
I mean, statistically,
it means you need to hit the draft. They only had 2 draft Pro Bowlers, so it's how can you fully blame that on him if they're not drafting well, which goes to the GM.
Yeah, that part. And so it's like I don't know what to expect from Joe Brady. I would imagine it's the same, but also being a head coach isn't the same as being a coordinator because now you got to be in the defensive meetings, the special
Yep.
teams meetings, all of that shit. So it's not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily like he just gets to come in and keep doing the same shit. Um, we gonna see. Like I said, I feel like they did this to appease to Josh Allen, but I don't. I think that might be to their detriment just a little bit.
I feel like they also looked at Joe Brady's previous resume too, because you gotta remember Joe Brady's under Sean Payton's coaching tree. He also left New Orleans after 2018 to go be LSU's coordinator in 2019, the year they won that national championship, and where Joe Burrow was a superstar. And then I think Carolina brought him in, but Carolina was terrible.
It's just
With
like,
Matt
bro,
Rule.
if you look at how they lost this year, first of all, Josh Allen had 4 turnovers. But then when you combine that with the fact, like, it took one of the craziest interceptions that we've seen in, like, the history of the league. If they called out a pass, like I think it was, bro, they kick the field goal and go to the AFC Championship. And we're not even probably having this conversation.
Yeah, no, we're talking about Josh Allen, and like I feel like the Bills probably beat the Patriots.
You know what I'm
Potentially
saying?
we're talking about them going to the Super Bowl instead. So
Like I feel like if anything, I would just say maybe they felt he plateaued as a coach. Like he took them as far as they can go. If you want to tell me that, then okay, because it's kind of the similar thing with like John Harbaugh and Baltimore, and I could kind of get that idea. And I'm not saying he shouldn't have been fired because I mean it is what it is. I'm kind of indifferent about it. I wasn't upset. Um, that he got fired, but I wouldn't have been upset if they kept him either. I would have understood either way. But Joe Brady is the part that's kind of confusing me because it's like keep him more the same. Like if you're gonna do that, get somebody completely new in.
especially with all the head coaches that's been released as of late, like you're telling me there's not a good head coach option out there that you think could take the Bills somewhere.
I feel like Kubiak would have been the better choice over Brady.
Most definitely.
Because look what Clint Kubiak did with Sam Darnold this year. Imagine what he could do with Josh Allen and James Cook. You got an elite QB and an elite RB.
Oh yeah, you just gotta get your receiver.
You get your wide receiver. You get your wide receiver one in free agency, or you get him in the draft, wherever. You get that, you're pretty much like unstoppable.
That shit, bro, really got Joe Brady. I
feel like the Bills are turning into the Dolphins.
Well, no. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that.
Josh Allen will have to completely turn into Tua turn the ball over consistently. And add in the like 10 concussions too.
I'll say this. I feel like Joe Brady may get them something, but
Josh Allen's gonna backpack him. We're gonna start calling Josh Allen Dora the Explorer.
I feel like this. Josh Allen may be. It's probably if things go as I think it may go. Joe Brady and Josh Allen may be the new Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes.
I will only agree with that, but I would say more. Well, I can't even say compare Peyton and Brees together. I just know Joe Brady has the same offensive mind as Sean Payton.
I would love
to see McDaniels with Josh Allen. That's what I would love to see.
Mike McDaniels.
I feel like he would.
I'd much rather see him with Justin Herbert though, as the OC.
Mike McDaniels.
I feel like McDaniels is a better OC than he is head coach. He just wasn't. He's not a serious head coach.
He's not.
But I feel like we never got a fair shot out of him because all we had was CT Tua. Like,
I mean, that was his choice.
That part, not just that, but this is the same person.
Never had a quarterback.
They dropped 70 on the Broncos and was talking shit like they had won the Super Bowl. and then proceeded to like lose like the next few games and shit. Like that's on him. And the thing I don't like about Mike McDaniels is when shit hit the fan, he's not a leader of men. He's too
That's bad.
passive and indifferent about shit. Like he doesn't seem like somebody that walks in a room and galvanizes the troops.
That's
He don't.
facts. Oh yeah, that's
And that's why
facts.
I'm gonna say, like, you don't like. I can see Mike McDaniel because I can picture Mike McDaniel offensive schemes, and they may fit Josh Allen schemes because his playbooks was perfect for the Dolphins. Only thing was one, he didn't have a really of a good receivers to run his schemes, and plus
Jalen
two,
Waddle, Tyreek Hill,
yeah. But hold on though. But
Darren
yes, I
Waller.
mean,
You had two good running
hold
backs.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on,
Chan,
hold on.
right? You also have Ollie Gordon.
Wow,
Hold on,
bro.
You're telling me
hold
Miami
on.
doesn't have weapons?
Hold on, but who?
No.
But no, hold on. Before
You're
you throw
telling me
that flag
Miami
though,
doesn't have weapons?
before you throw that flag though, what about Tua though? How you gonna utilize your weapons without the main ammo, without the main gun?
I'm
You
pretty
know,
sure
You,
I'm pretty sure Tyreek Hill almost had 2,000 yards in one of them seasons.
Tua was
literally
like an MVP
that
candidate
same
for a short
year that
period
they dropped
before he
70
got.
on the Broncos, Tyreek almost had 2K.
yes, but
Tua was
you
like
don't.
MVP candidate for a portion of the season until he got CTE again.
Yeah, that same year
Like,
that Tyreek almost
I,
went for 2,000,
but
Tua was in MVP
but see,
conversations.
check this out though. But check this out though. You can use that same logic and also to explain why the fuck the Dolphins ain't go far.
because Tua always got
They go
hurt.
deeper than
Exactly.
that.
Exactly.
But what about this year? Let's talk about this year, because Tua, that shit didn't happen to Tua this year. They locker room imploded. You heard Tua talking
Yeah.
spicy in the fucking media like we never have before, throwing niggas under the bus and all kind of shit. And he did nothing to stop the media train that came through and like put that shit on blast. He didn't say anything, and he was very passive and indifferent about it. You can't
Oh,
have
he
somebody
was.
like that leading your people.
He was, and I can't. And I mean, I can't defend to him because one, to me
He's not
personally,
a
you know,
leader. He's not a leader.
he's not.
Nah,
That's,
they
that's
had no
what,
leaders in Miami, and that's why that team
it's,
fell apart.
this is why I kind of agree with Simon. Is that I can really see Mike McDaniel on the Bills because you got leaders. I mean, you got weapons. You have a quarterback. You have an O line to utilize that weapons. It's like,
But like him on the Bills instead of Pooh. Because Joe Brady is already an offensive mind, so he wouldn't need him. So you would have had to get rid of Joe Brady too, and I don't think that's what Josh Allen wanted.
I mean, shit. So I ain't gonna lie, you probably may not want that, but shit,
And I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. It's not just that, but quite frankly, Joe Brady might be better at that job than Mike McDaniels would be.
As a head coach, yeah.
No,
Oh
not
yeah.
just. I'm talking about just as an offensive coordinator. Like Joe Brady had them in the AFC Championship game. We just talked about the fact it was the defense.
I know.
Their offense never was the issue.
I mean, we could be saying the same thing potentially with Mike McDaniel if he had Josh Allen as his quarterback and not
Yeah, I
Tua.
mean, I get that, but if I'm like of the mindset, if the shit ain't broke, don't go grab a wrench and a screwdriver.
But at the same time, you're also about to paint the Bills like another Dallas Cowboys because, like, nigga, you can have all the offensive coordinators, the
Don't
best
do
offense
that.
in the world.
Don't
I mean,
disrespect the
but that's how
Bills.
we paint them though.
They may be the new Dallas Cowboys. Like,
That's how we about to paint them then. Because you want to use that logic, then
Bro,
you could
the
have took Mike
Bills were in
McDaniel.
the AFC Championship game last year. The
So yeah,
Cowboys ain't been there since Bill Clinton was getting head in the Oval Office, brother.
okay. Only difference is one went further in the playoff than the other. You know, same page, different book.
Okay,
yeah,
I
they
agree
still
with
not
that.
winning the Super Bowl.
You
If
could
you're talking
say
about in
you
terms
could
of getting to
also
the
say
Super
that.
Bowl,
It's not Joe Brady's fault.
But you could also say that you talk about the Dallas Cowboys compared to the Bills. I'm telling you, you put Josh Allen on any team, like he's carrying that team to the playoffs. You put Josh Allen
man,
literally on any team, you're automatically in the playoffs.
man's door, bro.
That man
Yeah,
could
but I
probably,
don't
at
think
this
that.
point, this man could
I'm
probably
gonna be
take the
honest,
Jets
bro.
to the playoffs.
I just don't like Mike McDaniel. I don't know about that shit, but I don't like Mike McDaniel, bro. I just don't like him.
I think him going to LA was like the perfect place for him to go as a
I
coach.
don't like.
'Cause
I didn't like that move, Vincent, bro.
dude, so I feel like I did because Harbaugh's going to be provide all the leadership and structure that he needs.
He
As
do.
long as he can at least just follow rules and like take direction from Harbaugh, I think his scheme could potentially do well with the Chargers. And I think it'd just be a good
Oh,
spot for him to learn and grow
And
as a person.
I say this too, and I also add on what Simon say. You know, not only that, but just say for example, Mike McDaniel do choose to leave. You know, he can have that influence of a serious head coach now. So I'm pretty
bro,
sure he.
I'm gonna tell you this, bro. Was Justin Herbert just damn near threw for like 4,600 yards, like damn near 5,000, bro?
Mhm.
The
With no
man,
O line.
that's where I was going. Unless Mike McDaniels can become 300 pounds and can block on the left tackle, ain't shit about to
They
change
had
for the
injuries
Chargers.
though. Hang on, no, time out. They had injuries to the O line. They had
That
two rookies, I believe, that were supposed to be starters all season that were like are really highly thought of that are injured. So they had some injuries to the O line. So really, you look at their O line next year, their O line could be average
but
instead of
that O
ass.
line was ranked dead last.
Dude, when you lose two key starters that you were expecting to fix your problem and then have other injuries throughout the year, you're having O linemen having to play in different spots because of
Oh,
that. That could
now
impact your
that
line.
matters, but
I
with
would
CJ
say
Stroud, that shit ain't matter, huh?
we gonna
Hey,
talk
hey,
about that
no.
next, but let me
That's
get
a
what I'm
whole different
saying.
story. No, that's a whole different thing.
If your offensive
Justin Herbert was not doing dumbass shit like CJ Stroud, bro. That's
Justin
a whole
Herbert
nother
did.
story.
if your
Oh,
offensive
okay,
CJ
let me get
Stroud,
to it then.
CJ Stroud could
I
see
do want to
somebody
say
right in
this.
front of him, right here, and still be like, "Oh, I'm gonna throw the ball, even though he's gonna hit my
Simon,
hand and make me fumble." He's like,
Simon,
fumble.
how many interceptions did Justin Herbert throw against us in the playoffs last year?
Oh man, it was bad. It was bad. Justin
It was
Herbert.
four of
Yeah.
them bitches. I'm not trying to hear that shit. It's the
Well, yeah,
same
CJ
shit.
Stroud didn't have just four interceptions. He had
Yes, he
fumbles.
did.
He had
Only
fumbles.
had four turnovers.
Bro, all I gotta say is he fumbled the ball multiple times, but it was how he was doing it,
Fuck the Drake
bro.
May and nobody saying shit.
But they're still winning though, aren't they? And
Only
he's
because we
actually
didn't
making
get them
winning
bitches.
plays. He's at least making
Yeah,
winning plays too throughout the
yeah, if you
game.
gonna play Jared Stidham in the fucking no, he didn't, bro. He
Bro,
got
he
lucky
played.
with that goddamn backwards pass. That's the only touchdown they
Oh
scored.
yeah,
The
yeah,
man
they
had
did,
the man had 86 yards, bro. What the fuck are we talking about? And he threw
bro.
a 40-yard bomb in one of those. Drake May ain't do shit.
I don't know, man. Drake May
Dude,
went through 3 touchdowns, only one pick.
Against us, yeah. I'm talking about this last game.
dude, yeah. Well, okay. I'm talking about the game with the Texans, though. Like in that game, bro, CJ Stroud was just doing dumb stuff the whole time. It's like,
Here's
why
the
are you
thing,
even
though.
going to make, like, why are you, like, you
Wait,
literally see somebody right there. You know it's not smart to throw right now because you're going to fumble. This dude
are
does
we
it
get?
anyways.
Wait, Mike, are we getting into this now?
I mean, we already in it, so
Okay, I want to clarify some shit because I was trying to tell you this. I never was arguing the point that CJ didn't have a bad game. I hope you understand that. I would be dumb to do that. You were stressed that he should be done in Houston, and we were like, no, that's taking the shit too far.
I almost feel like he should be.
But how can you say that and not say that about a Justin Herbert? He did the same shit.
Nah, hey, I'm not talking about Justin Herbert, though. That's a different
But
story.
you got to use
That's a
the
different
same
story.
logic. How?
One
No, no,
reason,
no. Hang on,
here,
I would.
I can tell you this right here. One reason why CJ but not Herbert. You have the team right now. You have a defense that is the best in the league, best we've seen in a few years. Literally, your quarterback doesn't have to do anything besides be smart and not turn a ball over. Look at what's going around you.
Nobody
Have decent
disagrees with that, but that don't mean you cut his ass.
Bro, this dude's gotten worse every game in playoffs. Every game in playoffs, I'm like, this dude. I'm
Before
like,
this year, he
I'm
was
like, does the mob have a hold of this dude? and
What you
like
talking,
got their
bro?
hands on him. I'm like, because this dude's throwing games damn near. He's
Forward
shaving
this year,
points.
he had a 4-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. You're talking about this year, which I give you, but you don't take 1 year and just be like, let me get rid of this guy. That's crazy.
Oh, what has he done
Especially, he's
in
made it
playoffs
to the
ever?
playoffs his first 3 years. How many quarterbacks can say that shit and won a playoff game?
I'll
You
give
don't
you
just
that.
throw
I'll give
that
him
shit
that.
away.
Nah. All right.
Bro, listen. I am with
My
you.
thing is, I wouldn't say like cut him right now because you're not gonna be able to go get anybody right now. But
You got
this
good
dude should be
team.
on the hot seat. Like this dude gonna have a short
Okay.
ass leash,
If
and
you
they're
want to
gonna
say
be
that,
like,
I agree with you. If you want to
yeah,
say that, I agree with you. Because I will tell you this, in addition to what you just said, he not only should be on the hot seat, but he don't get paid this summer. Like, no, we
oh
don't
yeah,
extend
Yeah,
you. We picking up
don't
that
even
rookie
pay.
option. You got to go play that shit. But as far
yeah.
as getting rid of him, bro, he's 24. No, we just saw a dude named Sam Darnold who they wrote off, and what did he just do?
That man going to the Super Bowl is
Hey,
insane.
but
That's my whole point.
some quarterbacks need a change in siege, like scenery though. Like would
Okay,
Sam Darnold
okay.
have ever became Sam Darnold if he stayed with the Panthers the whole time with the
We don't
Jets?
we don't know.
But that man Sam
I feel
Darnold
like
went
he needed to go
from
somewhere.
he went from the Jets to the Panthers. Then I think he went to the
The
49ers, then the Vikings,
then
and
the
now here to
Vikings,
Seattle.
and then here.
Kevin
Yeah, he
O'Connell.
went to two good teams
What
and
about Baker?
played quarterback, and then started like went and made a career.
Yeah,
About Baker?
Baker was kind of in the same
Hey,
spot
hold on, I was
too.
just
Yeah,
about,
Baker,
Hey, Baker though,
I was just
The
about to
point
use
I'm
that
making
analogy.
is we are in a microwave situation in the NFL, and we don't need to be. Let these
yeah.
guys develop. Let them go through these growing pains. Bro, do you know that Peyton Manning was throwing 15 interceptions a season at one point before he became an MVP and was winning Super Bowls and shit? Like, bro, you have to let them go through that, but we're so quick to cut bait with people so fast, and that's the only point I'm making. Like, I'm not defending CJ. That man played terrible for 2 games, and Mike even said it. He's regressed. I give y'all all of that shit. But even with that, we have to ride this out with him at least another year. We have to see this shit through.
see, my thing is like with quarterbacks, I agree with you. We need to let them sit and develop. But I would say like your max is 5 years on that rookie contract, and if you're not like
If he
showing
do the
flashes
shit
at
next
all,
year, if he do the shit next year, no argument for me. But I gotta at least because this is the first time we've seen him do that in the playoffs. That's not consistent. Last year he didn't do that shit, and he didn't do that shit his rookie year. If you show me that next year, okay, that's a pattern. This year, I'll chalk it up as he was terrible. The lights were too bright. I don't know what it was. Somebody might kidnap that man. I put a ransom on his head and told his ass he needs to throw pits or some shit. That's what it felt like. But bro, I gotta at least give this man another year, bro. I can't sit there and be like, oh, we need to trade CJ or we need to cut him. As much as it hurts, bro. Do you know how much it hurts as a Texans fan to watch that that Broncos Patriots game, knowing we had every right to probably be there if it wasn't for that shit, and we probably would have won that game. Like that shit sucks, but it is what it is, and we can't cry over that. We have to just trust that he gonna put in the work. Now, if he don't, fuck him. But I'm not gonna do that now, and I'm also not gonna kick him while he's down, bro.
Nah, bro. I'm just really pissed because I'm like kind of a low key closeted Texans fan, and it's like,
I'm with
damn,
you.
we finally had a team here in Texas that was like Super Bowl. We could do it. Like the quarterback, as long as he doesn't turn the ball over,
You see
we're
this
going
shit,
to manage a game.
yeah, this Texans
Not
finally
just
had something
that.
to cheer for.
The
Until
worst
that
part
happened.
That game
about
in
it,
Denver, bro, was built for the Texans defense.
the
Dude,
worst
the
part
Texans
about
defense
it
would have
is,
scored 2
bro.
touchdowns at least.
The worst part about it is Bo Nix injury came out before the game, so you already knew that if we win this, we're playing Jared fucking Stidham. Bro, just get us through this one. But he almost came back too, bro. Going now, this is the other part that we were talking about. In that game, we came out of halftime, kicked the field goal. That bitch became 21-16. We forced them to punt. We get the ball back again. He's having a decent drive, made a few throws, got us to 17.
Yeah.
We're about to score and take the lead, and Woody Marks fumbles that bitch. In my opinion, that shit cost us more than anything else because that was like the dagger in the like in the chest, bro. If you score on that, everything changes. You put the Patriots on their heels, and now that stadium that was rocking is fucking quiet now because now they scared. And you put yourself in position to where you can kick a field goal at the end of the game to win that bitch.
I mean,
That
same that
everything.
same argument could be applied to like the beginning of that Buffalo and Broncos game. Whenever James Cook fumbled, Buffalo was just going down the field. That was about to be like a 14-3 game.
Oh yeah,
That's what I'm saying,
that
shit
was.
like that. And mind you, Josh Allen had 4 turnovers, but it's like you saw those overcome. And it's like, bro, they didn't really score off of any of them but the pick six. And in that, we were still right there.
Hey, my thing is though, I get what you're saying in terms of like the turnover, that one being like the dagger. My whole thing is though, it's not right to wait one turnover more than another turnover. Like if it wasn't for all those turnovers leading up to Woody's fumble, that fumble wouldn't have been a dagger. That fumble could have occurred when the Texans were actually up in the scoreboard at that point if it wasn't for all the turnovers before that.
Let me ask you this though. What if CJ doesn't turn the ball over, but we end up punting on those drives? What difference does it make then?
Okay, I'll say this. He turned the ball over one possession. Texans got a 3-and-out, but the Steelers were already in field goal range. So that's 3 points positive for the Steelers.
The Steelers?
Wait.
Oh, shit. No, my bad. The Patriots. My bad, Patriots.
That is not what happened. Bro, the only points they got was the pick six, and I'll give you that one. But everything else, they did not score off of.
Okay, we're not. Okay, so there's I got that happened in the Steelers game. My bad on that one. They had the pick six against the Patriots. Then there was one time though where Texans were in field goal range and he throws a pick. And it's like, bro, that's a 10-point swing right there with the pick six and throwing a pick when you're in field goal range.
In field goal range when he threw the pick six?
No, like what I'm saying is there was another pick that occurred whenever they were like.
Oh.
There was one pick that occurred whenever the Texans were in field goal range. That was not the pick six.
We were like at the 50-yard line. What you know? He was trying to get us in the field goal range. We hadn't made it there yet. I know that was the first one he threw.
Y'all got a kicker that also missing too?
Huh?
Didn't y'all's kicker miss like a field goal or two?
Nah, he made all the ones he kicked. Fairbairn was actually like pretty accurate.
Yeah, no, he was booming, especially from long range.
He made a 53. He made like he was making them bitches. But what I'm saying is, bro, in the flow of a game, you can't think about that shit either, though. And if you have momentum on your side to where you were seeing a lot, bro, do you know how demoralizing that shit would have been if we scored that touchdown and took the lead after all of that shit? If you're the Patriots, you're like, damn, what we got to do? You get what I'm saying? Like, bro, for me, that shit carries more like momentum, especially at the end of the third quarter, matters way more than the first half, bro. Like I told you, bro, we've seen Russell Wilson throw 4 interceptions in a fucking NFC Championship game, and then later in that game came back and threw the game-winning touchdown. Like, if you do that shit, nobody gives a fuck about those.
Yeah. But what was CJ doing? He wasn't doing anything else besides throwing picks, bro.
No, in the second half, he actually had led 2 good drives that could have took the lead.
2 good drives.
Wow, you gonna be on that type of time, Simon?
Bro, I'm an avid CJ hater right now, bro. I'm an avid CJ hater right now.
No bullshit, we can tell.
I'm like, cause dude, you don't know how happy I was looking forward to a Super Bowl coming to Texas. Cause I was like, dude, honestly, I was like, Texans, all they gotta do is make it to the Super Bowl. Texans were my team to win the Super Bowl at that point. I was like, that defense, they can do anything.
You talking to a Texans fan? You think I have any other sentiments than what you saying? But I gotta call a spade, bro.
Man,
I think most of us were all sitting. I think most of us were all sitting here once we saw like Bo Nix was gonna be out. It was like, oh no,
okay.
We was like, yeah, they definitely going.
Simon, if you want to tell me that CJ Stroud is the reason we lost that game, I'm not arguing that. What I'm telling you is, out of all the 5 turnovers that we had, one of those hurt us winning that game more than the other ones did, and it was the fumble.
I will say that, like, as a
I don't agree
QB,
with
if you're
that.
like turning the ball
Not
over,
not that pick six. I think that pick six was the most detrimental turnover.
like as a
Look at
QB, if
what
you're
was
just
the
like
score set.
consistently like turning the ball over, like once you turn over once, you gotta have that short term memory loss. You can't let it bother you. But you can see
That's
like throughout
that right there.
you can see
can't harp on
throughout
that
the
shit.
game too that like those picks like hurt his confidence too.
That's the worst part about it. Now, in the assignment to your point about CJ potentially being moved on, if you had any point, I would say him how demoralized he looked. That's what scares me more than anything going into next season.
Oh, you're
But
like Ryan Tannehill right now.
at the same time, bro, I still like. I'm not sitting here with saying I believe wholeheartedly he's gonna get his shit together, but I at least want to see it. Because it's like, bro, we've seen you do decent enough to where with this defense we could get this shit done. So I don't want to just throw that away. You also got to understand that as a Texans fan, bro, how many quarterbacks we've been through.
Oh,
Like
dude, no, it's been a lot. No,
we're
yeah.
not so. I'm not so quick to just be like, get rid of him when I think we
yeah.
could potentially win with him.
Okay, so realistically, like, if we're gonna get into it, you can't get rid of CJ right now because y'all don't. There's no quarterback for y'all to go get besides maybe Mac Jones, but it's still gonna cost y'all stuff to go get somebody like Mac Jones from the Niners or Malik. Is it Malik David? Not
Malik Willis, I wouldn't even say he's
Yeah,
a
Malik
franchise QB.
But like what I'm saying is those are the only two QBs right now that like I would somewhat be like, all right, interested in terms of getting. But it's like they're not worth that risk right now. It's not like you can go draft a quarterback next year. Like you're kind of honestly in a spot where you could be in the new Giants in a sense of how they fell victim to Daniel Jones. If CJ doesn't pay
And that's
out,
what I'm saying.
y'all don't commit
That's
money
what I'm
to him.
saying. Don't pay him.
Yeah.
If they pay him, we could have this conversation again, and then I would say we're being fucking stupid.
I mean, if
So
y'all
right now,
if y'all pay him, it shouldn't even be top 15 QB money. That's where it's at right now.
Oh yeah, no.
barely touched 200.
It should be a heavily incentivized contract.
Absolutely, I 100% agree with that. And listen, bro, like I say, I'm not trying to be a CJ apologist by any stretch. I'm just trying to if watching that game as a fan, the emotional high and low. Like when we came out of that second half and we kicked the field goal and we make it one possession and we're going down and we have a potential to get that shit score. You really felt like if we score right here, it changes everything, and you literally watch the game fall away. And then, granted, the game continued to go on, but we really didn't give up much. We gave up one more touchdown, and I mean that's big, but it was a fucking one hand, one of the greatest catches I ever seen in the fucking rain on one of the best DBs in the league.
Yeah.
10 times out of 10 times, I don't think he make that bitch 9 of them times, but he made it the one that counted.
No, that's facts.
I mean, that's all that really mattered, though. He made it when it counted.
Yeah, and I give y'all I'm not sitting here and like I say, bro, because I know my position kind of seems confused. I want to make the point. What I'm saying is, if you want to say CJ is the reason we lost, I'm with you. If you want to say we should have our eyebrows raised on CJ going into next season, I'm with you. The only point that we really started arguing over was two really points. It was the fumble, and then your ass was trying to make it seem like Jarrett Stidham would have been better than CJ. And I was like, bro, you just trolling at this point.
Man, bro, if it wasn't for Jarrett Stidham doing that dumbass pass backwards, which that was damn near as dumb as what CJ was doing some of the times.
Bro,
For a second, I thought CJ was behind the Broncos line at one point. I was like, damn.
Simon, you realize from the moment you said that statement, Jarrett Stidham still hasn't scored more points.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why y'all thought. I don't know why you thought Jarrett Stidham would actually do anything.
That was low key me just talking shit right there. Oh yeah, I know that was me knowing I had T going in the group chat.
That man said, "Oh look, we got a T going." I was like, "No, that is you got a T."
No, and that's what That's what I wanted to make clear. I was like, no, this ain't Ralph. Because Ralph was talking at the time. Like, no, this ain't nobody else. This is you, bro. The shit that you're saying.
This man said
That's
we got T going. Like, what you mean? Don't bring us into this. That is you. You caused this madness.
Hey,
But no, I'm what I'm really saying, bro. I'm more with you than against you in the points that you make.
no, I get what you're saying.
A lot of the shit that you saying about CJ is absolutely valid. Like, yo, you can't. We went in, especially after the Steelers game. We went into that game saying there's one thing that you cannot do, and he did that shit.
Yeah.
What I'm saying though is, in spite of that, we still had our opportunities. We just didn't take advantage, and that wasn't necessarily all him. He created the situation by every means, though, and he deserves the blame for that shit. But he also rode the storm and was doing decent enough to where we could have won that game if Woody Marks don't fumble that fucking football, bro.
I don't know. I feel like CJ still would have gotten confident at one point and thrown another interception.
Nah, man, we was gonna run a game going and everything, bro. And honestly, our defense got tired, bro.
I was watching that, bro. The way that drive was going, all the way up until that fumble, I was like, all right, this is classic Texans. Third quarter, second half, the offense gets going and at least puts up some points in the second half. It gives the defense some life, where the defense can at least maintain and make it through. But then that fumble happened. The offense couldn't score what they normally could in the second half.
That was another point I was going to make, though, bro. You know that our team has the greatest point differential, like the best point differential in the fourth quarter this year. Yeah. That's why I was saying, like, it's very much our characteristic and how we won games this year to kind of weather the storm in the first three quarters and turn it on and do what we need to do in the fourth quarter. That's why I was like, bro, we had our chances. We just couldn't take advantage of them. In spite of the 4 turnovers.
Yeah.
Man said,
it's the same reason why.
Had to let the other team think they had a chance.
People didn't you got on Josh Allen's ass, but like the man took it to overtime and had a chance to win. But at the end of the day, you lost and you turned the ball over 4 times. So we have to look at you and be like, if you don't do this shit, your team would have had a better chance. But I don't think that warrants somebody getting cut because we've seen that before.
So, real quick, can we acknowledge the fact that Josh Allen was playing with a broken bone in his foot, yet Bo Nix wasn't able to play in the AFC Championship?
That's another thing. That's another thing about
Sean Payton ankle, though.
That's another thing with Sean Payton too. Bo Nix said on a phone interview that he felt good on the ankle. He said he could have played that game. He felt confident playing that game, but Sean Payton wouldn't let him play, and he completely downplayed it. He also said. Bo Nix also apparently has like a history with like ankle injuries, and then like nobody even knew about that. Sean Payton even said in an interview, "Was like, oh, if I knew about that, I wouldn't even drafted him." Like how you say that about like the QB that took you to the playoffs, almost.
With all due respect, though, I hear you with Bo Nix and what he said, but Bo Nix isn't a medical professional on that team. He don't have the power to clear himself. I'm pretty sure Nico Collins was over there saying the same shit. I could go, coach, but no, bro. We have a job and a duty to protect our investment. That is you. Like, I get he probably felt good, but if they didn't, bro, it's the AFC Championship game. If that man was good enough to play, his ass would have been out there, bro. Sean Payton didn't just choose Jarrett Stidham to spite him, bro. I genuinely believe if he didn't play, it had to be something that the medical team saw that was like, nah, we can't let him get it.
I'm not really saying Peyton was trying to spite him about not playing him. It's more of spiting him by saying he wouldn't have drafted him, given if he knew about the history of ankle injuries.
Hey, my boy Sean. My boy.
Oh, that's Sean Payton being dumb.
My boy Sean Payton. My boy Sean Payton see Jason Stidham. Can you play? I think good.
Fucking, he probably wishing he had Russ again after he saw Jarrett Stidham throw that pass backwards.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like Sean Payton should have did what we did. They should have got Drew Brees.
With what shoulder?
So you been and lose.
Would you rather lose with somebody that you have history with?
Drew Brees can't even throw with his right arm anymore.
So Chris, you asked me which way I would want to lose.
Yeah.
Oh, I would rather win. How about that one?
Now
I'm
Jason
dead.
Stidham.
Is that not a, if that's not on the menu, I'm not eating at that restaurant.
It could be
If
on.
all you serving is roasters, I'm good, bro. I'm gonna eat something at the crib. I make a sandwich. Fuck that.
Man saying call up Drew Brees like Drew Brees is just game ready.
He said, would you rather lose with Phillip Rivers or lose with... Bro, it don't matter. He didn't win a fucking game.
Man said,
I don't
If
think.
you was gonna lose some bitches, hell, call it Jeff Saturday ass to play center while you at it.
There
Goddamn.
you go. Get Peyton Manning back.
same.
Bring the band back together, baby. Get the Beatles back together. So what Joseph would die at these days? You know what I'm saying? Call that nigga. See what he doing.
Might as well call up Deion Sanders from Colorado to see if he can still play.
You know, you got three
With
snaps.
like 3 toes missing.
Hey, you can still
Yeah,
backpedal? Alright.
at this point, shit. At this point, fuck, call Eli Manning.
Oh shit.
Also,
Why you
then
playing?
like
Why you playing Eli Manning? Would have did probably did some.
Eli Manning's only elite when he
um
played Tom Brady.
yeah. He also missed the playoffs more times than he made it, and led the league in interceptions, I believe, like 4 or 5 times. Nah, I'm good on.
If you really compare Eli Manning to Kirk Cousins, take away Eli Manning's 2 Super Bowls, I would take Kirk Cousins over Eli Manning any day of the week.
Oh well, but that is
I'm
a
saying
very
take
important distinction
I'm
between
telling
the
you,
two.
just take the 2 Super Bowls away and compare Kirk stats and Eli stats.
Fuck that. Give me Kurt bank account, and I'll be cool. I don't know how you keep robbing these scenes like that.
Hell man, y'all should have brought Fitzpatrick back. That's what should have happened. Bring the beard back.
Ryan Fitzpatrick,
Yeah.
the nigga that's wearing scarves on ESPN now.
Yeah. The beard's there, he could still sling it, I bet.
Alright, really
Hey,
quick
fuck
though.
you.
How we think the Chiefs are gonna look with Bieniemy coming back?
Man, dude.
Come on, that shit.
Yeah.
That's gonna be scary, bro. Chiefs, I feel like you gotta throw the Chiefs back in the Super Bowl conversation instantly with him being back.
Can I point out something real quick? The reason Arabic the enemy left is because he wasn't calling the plays, and he wanted a chance to show that he could be a play caller. I don't get what him coming back changes because I'm pretty sure Andy Reid is still there and Patrick Mahomes isn't. So I really just want to know if are the Chiefs gonna pick top 3 or top 5 in the next year's draft, really, because I don't think they're gonna be doing shit.
I know they're gonna be in the top 10, and truly, I know with Bieniemy, after he left, like their running game more so declined once he was gone. So getting him back is
That was the
probably good
rookie
for like your
part.
running backs.
I don't know about that because what year did he leave? Because if it was one of the years they won the Super Bowl,
He was with
Pacheco was
Pacheco.
coaching that bitch.
He was there when he had Pacheco.
So what year did he leave?
He's been gone past 2 or 3 years.
So that's an important distinction.
I think so. I think the year after he left, the run game kind of declined a little bit, but it ended up kind of coming back or finding its way towards the end of the season or in playoffs. But it definitely like took a decline on like, consistency and
2023
average.
is when he left the Chiefs.
That was the year they played the Eagles the first time, right?
I believe so.
Yeah,
So
and
they
that's when
won
they beat the
another.
Eagles.
So they won another Super Bowl after that.
But the offense kind of struggled though throughout the season. Like it definitely, I felt like the offense definitely kind of took a hit that year.
You talking about the year that they played the 49ers?
I'm talking about on the season as a whole because it always seemed like
You're talking about last year when they lost to the Eagles. The year before that wasn't the case.
I I felt like it kind of struggled a little bit. It just wasn't. It didn't have that same like kind of pop to it and balance to it a little bit, but it wasn't as consistent throughout the season. But I felt like once they got to playoffs and it kind of came around, it just kind of was back to normal though once playoffs hit.
Which year are you talking about?
Definitely not last season, of course, because they barely made it. But then the season before that, like honestly, the past couple of seasons, really.
But that aside, I also want to point out Eric Bieniemy went on several head coaching interviews, and whatever they were asking in there, he wasn't good enough to like.
Yeah, nah. He was a popular head coach candidate. That was like getting a lot of interviews, but he never got a job.
They wanted him in Houston instead of D'Amico at one point. I remember that shit, and it was like, nah, I'm cool with D'Amico. Like,
so, but this is my thing. I wonder if I don't know. I wonder if BNB has like some way of like communication or something, and it can communicate with the players better and like just relay the information. Because I mean, even though Andy Reid's calling the plays and stuff, like he still is the head coach. So like BNB's probably spending more time. He's got to be spending more time with the offense.
Man.
I feel like BNB is more of your coach that's able, like if you're having trouble to understand something, kind of like that one teacher who's like really good at dumbing things down. I feel like that's what he is to offensive players.
That's fair, but the big ass elephant in the room is Pat Mahomes not playing next year.
That's true.
Oh yeah, shit, I forget about that. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I mean, we gotta see how long.
Shit. But why is Travis Kelce coming back?
I mean, we go see how long Mahomes is actually gotta be out, but I think he's gonna try to do as much as possible so he can get back as soon as possible.
I mean, Rodgers came back a season after tearing his Achilles, so I bet Mahomes comes back at least some
Not
point
just
through
that,
the season.
but I honestly don't think the issue with the Chiefs was play calling. I think it's more of a personnel issue, if anything.
Yeah.
So I don't see how, like, I'm not saying, like, let me not try to make it seem like I'm trying to disrespect and say Eric Bieniemy won't make them better, but I'm just trying to figure out, like, what does he really change? Because he doesn't really address issues that they have.
No, that's facts, because with Kelce getting slower, like, a large part of the Chiefs' offense revolved around Mahomes and Kelce. And so if Kelce's slowing down and not being as productive, that takes a large portion of their offense out, and so then defenses aren't keying on Kelce as much anymore. They're able to key in on the other players more so. So it takes some of that like scheme and just like aspect of your offense, that dynamic aspect.
But even that aspect wasn't like from a lack of scheme or a lack of trying. Bro, they would target the fuck out of Kelce.
No,
he don't have that shit no more. So I don't see like. I feel like Eric Bieniemy, God bless him. Like I think Eric Bieniemy is a great offensive mind. And personally, I do like going back to what I was saying about the head coaching shit. I at the time thought he should have got a head coaching job. Like I felt like he earned that right. But even with all of that, like I don't see how he moves the needle that much, given the injuries and just the personnel issues that they have. Like I feel like they're still going to have an issue with O-line if they don't address it. They still might struggle to run the ball for that reason. And who you throwing the ball to?
I mean, I feel like they got a lot of weapons.
I mean, you have Rasheed Rice, who is like your slot to like midfield.
Last year too.
You have your deep threat in Worthy. You just don't have your big body guy. Because, I mean, you have Kelce, but Kelsey's definitely slowed down. So you definitely need that big body.
All of them were there this year. And what the fuck happened? Like, they lost their chance for the playoffs before Mahomes got hurt.
Not facts. Nah, but they didn't have their receivers all healthy together a lot of the time. Worthy was hurt a lot.
Rice was suspended for the majority of the year, though.
Yeah,
I get that, but they had them all at one point for a good stretch of the season, and they still were losing.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure when they lost to the Cowboys, they had all of them.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. But, like, my thing is, though, like, you expect somebody to come back from suspension, somebody to come off of injury, and for it to all just gel together all of a sudden in the middle of the season, like, To me, they just had a lot of new.
I mean,
not much
Rasheed Rice was
together.
getting me 20 points a game in fantasy.
And
Yeah,
that's football,
they
bro.
do
Like
popped off instantly.
people, what they say, pay the full. Chris, niggas die every day. B. People get
Every
hurt
day.
every week, man. I'm sorry, but like when it comes to injury, it's hard for me to use that as it's a legitimate excuse, but I don't know if it's necessarily a justification because every team deals with injuries. Usually, the team that wins is the most healthy. Like that's kind of what happened with Seattle, and definitely what happened with the Patriots. Like if you have health on your side, it gives you an advantage.
I mean, it's not
Man,
like
the
they're
Patriots
just
were
playing
only bad for
receivers,
3
so it's
years
not
and now
like.
they're back.
But it's not like it's like basketball where it's like somebody gets hurt. Like that chemistry aspect really comes into play a lot more in basketball than it does in football. That's the receiver. It's like just go run the route, be there in the hole. Like
I know.
yeah, like that one. That's a little easier to just like throw in a system and like kind of gel. There's not much chemistry that's
And
kind of.
this is the same franchise that was very quick to acknowledge how they won Super Bowls after Tyreek Hill left. So if you did that shit, all right, keep doing it. Because I
Yeah,
ain't trying to hear that shit as your excuse now. You've already done it. Granted, like bro, the Chiefs have done enough to where I think they can have a few down years, bro, and bounce back. The Patriots did that shit. So
yeah.
I'm not saying like the Chiefs have done none of that shit. I'm just saying like, bro, nah, it is what it is. I think they're gonna have another down year next year. I think they'll be competitive. Let me say that part too, though, because
Well,
you can't have Andy Reid and whoever they have starting at quarterback. If Mahomes comes back, God bless him. But if he doesn't, the other guy would have been in the camp and everything. And I think Andy Reid is great enough to get them ready.
I will also say if
Nah,
Mahomes' like rehab goes well, let's say he comes back in that 9 to 10 month window. That's like September, October. We getting him back.
And
That's
that'd be
if
big
rehab
for
goes
them.
well.
But you still got to deal with Denver in that division. From what y'all say, I don't believe it, but y'all say we got to deal with the Chargers. I'll see that shit when I believe it.
I mean, the
This
Raiders
nigga,
should be playing the Chiefs pretty good at times too,
I
bro.
mean,
Raiders, they can
we
get
saw what the
upsets
Chargers did
somehow.
week 1 in Brazil. We thought the Chargers were gonna be something.
I'm saying this at the end of the show, I guess, so we could say this for another conversation or another day. Personally, I feel like Justin Herbert may be one of the most overrated quarterbacks in the league, but
Possibly.
we don't got to get into that right now.
Yeah, we can talk about that later for sure.
Yeah, we talked about
And
that next week.
he has the stats, but in the clutch moments, he does not show up, and that shit matters.
Yeah, at the moment, Justin Herbert is just a what if, but we gonna talk about that. We can talk about that next week.
That was a nice question mark. A nice looking question mark.
Justin
A little
Herbert, what
cliffhanger.
if?
Upside down, right side up question mark.
He might be another Dak.
No, Dak's had a little more success than him.
Oh,
Barely. Barely.
We can talk about this next week.
to be continued.
To be continued.
Yeah.
For our
I was about to
YouTube.
say something, but I'll wait. I'll wait till next week, man.
All right, YouTube. We will catch y'all next week. If y'all enjoyed today's episode, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, share the video with your friends. We will catch y'all next week.
Hey, well.